Republicans. It's not the RNC leadership. It's not the ad campaigns. It's not the spending, the funding, the strategies. It's none of that. It's y'all. It's who you have allowed yourselves to become on a fundamental level over the past few years, all right? Like, you don't even pretend to try to fix anything in this country. You exclusively obstruct, alienate, and oppress, and then you wonder why more and more Americans are going, you know what? I'm out.
Comedian and self-proclaimed liberal redneck Trae Crowder is speaking truth to the Republican Party.
It really is that simple, Republicans, and here's what you could do. You could accept that reality, make the tough choice, distance yourself from the MAGA contingent, and try to restore some semblance of sanity to your party, but we all know you're not going to do that, don't we? No, we know what you're going to do. You're going to double down. You're going to shut down the government again. You're going to keep up the clown show histrionics, and you're going to continue with your dogged insistence that your current strategy of plugging your ears and shrieking hatefully into the void will one day somehow win the hearts and minds of the American people.
Trey's spot on here by caving to the beliefs of people like this.
They're trying to change what our children think in the schools.
What would you like to see happen?
I'd like to get back like it was in the 60s.
Before all the civil rights stuff?
Before all the civil rights stuff.
So you would like to see things go back to before the civil rights movement?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You know, where people have their freedom in this country.
Well, certain groups didn't have as much at the time, right?
Right. They didn't have as much at the time. But we still got to get back.
I can't stop working now, and I think our country is in danger of dying. And I think that President Trump, as our 47th president, is our only hope to stay above water. And like I said, I don't believe there are some good Republicans out there, but he's the man.
He didn't lie to us. He never lied to the American people. He always told us the truth. And he was the first president to ever be honest and tell the American people that he was on our side.
The once united Republican establishment has sabotaged itself, and in many ways the party is suffering from its own success by achieving its goals of preventing women's access to health care, curtailing voting rights, and openly embracing authoritarianism instead of the dog whistles and coded speech that we're used to hearing.
To be clear, do you in any way have any plans whatsoever, if re-elected president, to abuse power, to break the law, to use the government to go after people?
You mean like they're using right now? So, in the history of our country...
Under no circumstances, you are promising America tonight, you would never abuse power as retribution against anybody.
Except for day one.
Except
Look,
for?
he's going crazy. Except for day one.
Meaning?
I want to close the border, and I want to drill,
That's
drill, drill.
That's not retribution. I'm going to be, you know, he keeps, we love this guy.
It is truly a sad thing to see so many people infatuated with a crook like Donald Trump, especially when these supposed freedom-loving patriots are the ones feeding Trump's ego and campaign.
I gotta say, Trump makes sense as a dictator, and the word dictator makes sense for Trump. I always thought that word was too goofy and silly sounding for what it meant, but with Trump, it totally works. You know, I mean, the man is both a and a tater. Can't deny that. A full third of Americans are actively salivating at this prospect. At least I think they're salivating. It's hard to tell. They tend to drool a lot as a people. And then another third of us are very, very terrified by this notion, but it's that final third that I don't get. That third in the middle who seems to think that like that type of thing just can't happen in this country, or that Trump and Biden are equally bad and inconsequential options.
This is a crucial point from Trey. For decades now, the centrist voting bloc has largely controlled the outcome of national elections, playing a massive role in shaping our current political climate. If you're somehow not familiar with this part of Dr. Martin Luther King's letter from Birmingham jail and how it is just as relevant now as it was in the 1960s, we implore you to read the whole thing to understand much better the systemic issues that have persisted since the civil rights movement began.
This is like if you had a babysitter who tried and failed to abduct your child, and then later you rehired that babysitter because her replacement was taking too many naps. It's crazy. That's true. Instead of a swastika banner draped over a captured opera house, it's going to be a snake flag flying out the back of a monster truck. Yeah, instead of goose-stepping SS officers in Hugo Boss outfits, it's going to be Gravy seals with CPAP machines about black mermaids and pregnant M&Ms and stuff, it's going to be real dumb. But that don't make it any less terrifying, okay?
Crowder also isn't afraid of taking on Joe Biden, and no one should be, even though he realizes that the Dems are going all in with this guy once again in 2024.
Well, Joe Biden made a critical error this morning, y'all, one that could cost him in the next election. That's right. Despite all the polling we've all seen, he still decided to go ahead and turn 81 years old today. What was he thinking? We've all seen the analysis. Biden's too old. Voters are worried. It's his biggest weakness. And despite all that, he had another birthday. What is he, stupid? There are exactly two choices for president in the next election. And one of those choices is, yes, a little ancient, but the other choice is, while marginally less ancient, also imbecilic and nefarious. And for me, that kind of clears it up. Whatever you don't like about Biden, Trump will be worse for. Universally, he will. All right, so for you, the choice is between 4 more years of frustration or the first 4 years of a literal fascist autocracy.
Trey's personal opinion on Biden aside, he is once again highlighting one of the major system pitfalls of our government. The two-party system inherently misrepresents the larger spectrum of political beliefs and forces everyone to pick a team that they don't necessarily identify with. There is no true leftist party that can compete in national elections like the establishment. So when election time rolls around, your choices are the libs who refuse to move the country forward or the conservatives who want to take the country back to the dark ages. Remember, this is all by design to keep power concentrated with the people willing to preserve and protect the system at all costs. Please check out Trey's work on his YouTube channel and other social media accounts and go see him live out on tour if and when he comes to a city near you.